Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back again. This one is going to be a very quick video. I do say that a lot, but this one is going to be quick because I haven't really got anything to do this video. I've been quite busy. I've got a new job coming up, and a lot of my family have been quite ill, so I've not really had a chance to do much relating to the channel in the last week or so. But what I wanted to talk about this video is, in the last video I mentioned that I was having trouble trying to find some storage for my markers, for my Copic markers specifically. I have actually managed to find something which I think solves the problem quite well. A bunch of people made some really good comments. The kind of main thing I took away from the comments was that the markers should really be on their side. I hadn't even thought of that, but it makes perfect sense when you actually think about it logically. So what I did was I looked at a few of the DIY options, and honestly the DIY options weren't fantastic. None of them looked as good as I wanted them to look, really, unless you spend a lot of money on parts, and you know, then you're into the you know, what's the point in DIYing if it's not going to cost you less. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I found these. If I drop the markers now, I'm gonna cry. See if I can get a better shot of this. That's basically what this is. It's from the company who make the Spectrum Noir markers. So I don't know what they're called. I think it might just be Spectrum Noir. And it is like a tiered storage set. Let me see if I can just set this up like this. The lighting's quite harsh, so I do apologise. I'll try and move it off to one side. If I get this out of the way a second. Oh no, that's even worse. What they are is kind of just a basic black marker storage, and it's designed for the Spectrum Noir markers, but it works perfectly for Copics, and that means Chows and Sketch, as you can see here. This was the kind of, I don't know what they call it, not the master pack, but like the main pack, and this one cost me in the region of £14. So for 72 markers worth of storage, that's what this will hold, by the way, 72 markers. That's not actually that bad. 14 quid. I didn't think that was too bad at all. They can be assembled in a number of ways. So you see they're modular, so I can take this apart and through my markers on the floor, and what you can do is you can put them directly on top of each other like that, or you can have them as I have them, ever so slightly stepped back, so it's easier to grab a marker by just, you know, putting your finger down on the front of it there. You can also put them side by side, so you can connect them to the side of each other, and I haven't tried that because I don't really have enough of them to warrant doing that. I just thought on top of each other would be the best. I filled one of these with just my current collection, and you guys know what it's like. I'm going to end up buying more, so I will need to buy another one of these sets. And what I plan on doing is having another set to the side of this one, so that attached to this side probably. And you know, I just think that will look a lot better. This was a nice surprise actually, because I wasn't expecting to find something that just out of the box worked so well. But you know, I'm really happy with that, and I think that's an actual a little bit of a win for me, because I wasn't expecting to find something I could just buy, not have to spend time, you know, DIYing or whatever. So yeah, there's that. I'm just going to move the camera back around now. Apologies. So this is a bit of a new setup. So what I also wanted to talk about was I bought these, and I talked about them briefly in the last video. These are the Tombow, I guess they're supposed to be calligraphy pens. This is the soft tip. It's a slightly green colour, and this one is the same pen, but this is the blue bodied, slightly firmer tip. Somebody in the comments mentioned that these would be Copic proof if you allowed them to dry. I've tested it, and they are, and they're absolutely fantastic. So if you can get hold of these, the stationery shop that I found them in, really unexpected, these were £2.99 per pen, £2.99 per pen, which is fairly cheap. Obviously they are disposable, so you've got to take that into consideration when you're deciding how good value that is, but they are absolutely fantastic. I did also find this. Now I know I've mentioned these before. This one is a slightly different one, because this one has, where the rest of them have like a felt or nylon, whatever it is, tip, this one has actual bristles, and so it's much more like an actual brush pen, and this is amazing. I've not left it long enough yet to see if it's actually Copic proof, and I will be doing a test on that, but if I show you, so compare it to something like the Pentel brush pen, Pentel Pocket, which is not really a fair comparison because this can, you know, be refilled, and this is a much more expensive pen. This was £5, this was 10 with a couple of refills. The ink doesn't flow quite as much on this one. So what I found is that if you know, there you go. So if I drag the pen across quickly, it's a lot drier, whereas I can do the same thing with the so you get a little bit of the same thing, but absolutely nowhere near as much as you do with the Kuretake equivalent. The thing I love about this one is that this is the Kuretake, sorry. The thing I love about this one is that the bristles are much stiffer. So with the Pentel Pocket brush pen, if I want to get a thin line, I have to be super careful with my pressure, and you know, that's okay. But with this one, I can still get the thin lines. But that's much easier to get a thin line because these bristles are just slightly more springy. I can also, you know, do the same variation. I really like the blackness of the ink on this one as well. This is the I hope it's the same ink that's in the other Kuretake Bimoji pens, because they are absolutely Copic proof, and you know, that's a major selling point to me. So yeah, that's, you know, almost it. The one last thing that I do want to mention is that I am planning a giveaway at a subscriber milestone. We've passed 50, which I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with. I really want to get to 100. If I can get to 100, then I get the ability to use a custom URL, which will make it much easier for me to actually tell people about my channel, and hopefully get more people coming in to make their suggestions. So what I want to do is, at 100 subscribers, or maybe 75 or 100, I haven't decided yet, I'm going to be giving away basically all of these markers that I tested for the cheap Copic marker alternative video. So this is the Touch knockoff markers. I later found out were just a knockoff of a knockoff. The Boldmere Bright set and the Boldmere pastel set. So the pastels don't have the box, the packaging, but they are brand new. I've not used them apart from for the video. And the hashtag colouring markers. So all of these are going to be getting given away once I hit 100 subscribers. I'll be doing some sort of raffle, maybe a competition. I don't know yet. It depends on what kind of interest I get based off of that. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Please keep coming back. If you want to, you know, if you fancy having a go at winning the markers, get your friends to subscribe, share the channel. Hopefully, if we can get enough people subscribing in a short space of time, it won't be too long before we can start, before I can start giving these away. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was, every now and again I look at these videos and I see I've got all these little red marks all over my arm. I don't have, there's nothing wrong. I've not got a skin condition or something. What I do have is a kitten, a little couple of months old now cat, and he's very playful. So if you ever see me with cuts and grazes and whatever on my hands and on my forearms, you know, I'm not self-harming or anything. I'm not doing anything, you know, I'm not damaged in any way, but I am, you know, the cat's favourite choice of target. So hopefully that clears up that one. Like I said, this was going to be a very short video, and I think it's going to come in at maybe just over 10 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing the marker storage that I've picked up there. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get some more so I can start buying more markers again. I plan on doing a video where I properly compare all of the pens I've been buying recently. So I haven't got round to doing it, like I said, because there's just been so much going on. But I've got, just to test at the moment, on camera anyway, I've got all of this, and you know, that's not a small amount of things. And what I'm considering doing is doing one piece of art and lining a different section of it with a different pen. So probably laying it out in a grid, lining each section with a different one of these a different one of these pens, and then colouring the whole piece afterwards and seeing which sector holds up the best. That's probably going to be next week's video, because I do have a piece of work in mind to do that for. But for now, thanks as always for coming along. Sorry this video looks a bit dingy and a little bit dark. It's you know, unavoidable with this setup. I am trying to find a better way of doing it, but if you've got any suggestions on that front, like I said before, please shoot me a comment. The comments that I had on the last video were absolutely brilliant, and I was really chuffed to see how many of you took the time to actually get involved and get back to me. And there were some really good comments in there, including somebody who mentioned about these Tombow pens being Copic proof. That excited me greatly. I immediately went out and bought the other version that I didn't have. But hopefully, you know, the video hasn't been too boring. Hopefully you got something out of it. If not, leave a dislike on it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on it. As always, leave a comment in the comment section, and please subscribe, because I really enjoy seeing that subscriber number go up. And for now, I'm out of here, but I'll see you next time. Cheers guys.